Hi guys, and welcome to Fun with Phonographs, episode number 5. Very fun episode today. I had a lot of fun with these players, and I got a couple of other little things to show you also. So, alright, first let's show this. I don't know how many of you have seen these. These are Talking Book Corporation records. This one is The Mockingbird. So it had a cardboard cutout with the tiny little record in the middle, and you played the whole thing. Very, very, very beautiful. Look at that. The graphics are incredible. And then on the back you have some info about the Mockingbird and the Talking Book Corporation, 5th Ave, New York City. Very beautiful. And yesterday I was doing some more moving and cleaning, and I put my Granby, one of my favorite players, I put it in a new spot so that it's easier to play, to wind, to see all the time, because it is absolutely probably my very favorite player. And while I was doing that, I found my box here. This is an old Wheeler & Wilson sewing machine box. And what I keep in here is needles. Needles of all kinds. It's lined with velvet. It's like the perfect needle box. Isn't that beautiful? Perfect way to keep your needles. All right, let's get on to our first example. It's going to be a machine I got a long time ago, and it's called a baby cabinet by the General Phonograph Company from Elyria, Ohio. And it's a very old piece. It's a really cool phonograph because it looks like a miniature of the adult cabinet phonographs. I guess that's why they call it the baby cabinet. And on this we're going to play the Pet Bubble Book. Harper Columbia, almost said Collins again. I think Harper Collins was a book publisher. That's why it sticks in my head. Harper Columbia 1086, and it is called I Love Little Pussy. Isn't that fun? And look, Raymond, I found Moosehead Canadian Lager. I found this in a different liquor store. This is the brew of the sign that we bought in that weird little thrift shop in East Rutherford, remember? So that's that beautiful advertising piece that I got, and I actually get to try the brew because I didn't even know if it still existed, because this is the first time I've seen it in a liquor store. So remember that? That was so much fun. All right. Example number 2 is absolutely probably my favorite phonograph of all. This one has a dual head. It can play both lateral and vertical records. And this phonograph, Skeety bought this for me at an estate sale on a Friday the 13th. And he said he was walking around, you know, went in the garage because he always looks for tools and things like that. Tools and car advertising pieces, stuff like that. So he always starts in the garage. He went into the house and he went in the basement. And in the basement was nothing but this phonograph. So he texted me right away and said, do you want it? I was like, yeah. And he bought it and he brought it to me. And it's just been my favorite machine ever since. It's not the only phonograph he's bought for me. Anytime we went to an antique show or shop or whatever, he often, he actually got me a Philco, a Ford Philco portable for my birthday one year. So, and he went to South Carolina. I found an old crank for me, like just some really fun things. But the Granby is probably number 1 to me. I absolutely love this machine, and it's fun that it was all by itself in the basement on a Friday the 13th. And I said, oh great, maybe it's haunted, you know. So it's a full cabinet. It's all one piece. The top does not come off, you know. It's all self-contained. I keep records in the bottom, and like I said, dual head. On this beautiful thing, we're going to play Perfect 15010, Brown Perfect, Red Perfect, whatever you want to call it. We're going to play Dream House by the Casino Dance Orchestra.
house. Cozy little dream house. Happiness is there, hiding everywhere you will find. Freedom is waiting, folks are congregating, for all it needs is your yes. I'll do the rest. There's a pretty blue room, cozy bride and groom. Roses on the door, you will love it more every day. And though it's big enough for you and me, someday there may be seats for three in that little dream house that I built for you.
All right, example number 3 is a really rare, really weird phonograph. I actually have 2 of these. I have a crank style and I have an electric style. I'm playing the electric one for you today because I couldn't get my crank to play. It will spin, but when you put the horn reproducer down, the record just slows. So it's just not working right. So we're going to play the electric one today, but they're so rare and so weird. They're a press board bottom. Very, very basic with just the motor mechanism underneath. Turntable on top. But the interesting thing about the phonocones is that the reproducer and the horn are all one piece. And it's this big, very lightweight cardboard box that you put on the record and it plays. It's crazy and it has great sound. So feast your ears on this very unusual player. We're going to do a test pressing that I got from Kurt Nook. It's called Trombone Charlie, 1927, Bessie Smith, a Bessie Smith test pressing. All right, today's final example is going to be my baby Jeanette. This is such a beautiful player. It's super old and really, really fun. But I have here something that I acquired. It is actually paperwork from a salesman from the Baby Jeanette Phonograph Company. It was actually, the salesmen were Frolic and Black from Jeanette, Pennsylvania. And it tells the guy if he wants to invest in these talking machines, you know, they'll send them in lots of 1 dozen or more by express COD. Do you remember when there was cash on delivery like that? A really long time ago. Anyway, this is dated 1921. All the paperwork. December 8th, 1921. So this goes with that little phonograph. And what I'm going to do is put a still picture of it here on the screen so that if you want to pause it and read it, it's really interesting. Very fun. So on the Baby Jeanette, we're going to play Lavelle Bobolink book that I showed you the other day. So Bobolink record 7117. Under the Dreamland Tree by Nevada Vanderveer. Very interesting, those Bobolink records. And the player, the speed is a little bit off on this player. It's a little fast, but it plays, and it's really old, and it's really beautiful. So here we go. So that was our show number 5. Again, I had a lot of fun with it. I've been doing so much cleaning and moving and purging that I was going to do this video yesterday, but I could not do it. I killed my back. I killed my back yesterday because I had a ton of 78 books that I had to get out, and those things weigh so much that I literally don't know how I did it, but I did it, and then I had to suffer for the rest of the day. But it was worth it in the end. And when you clean, move, change around, things like that, you do find things that you forgot about, and that is the most fun for me, is finding things that I might have forgotten about. And I did find my rock and roll tarot cards while I was doing this whole process. So that'll be another video, but they are super rare. It's another deck that's going for over $1,000 now. But this one's really cool because it's music related, and I will show you that in a future video. So we did have a snowstorm. We had a pretty big snowstorm, and so I didn't leave the house yesterday at all. I just worked in here, worked in the music room all day long. And then this morning, when I had to go out, I had some stuff to drop off at the thrift, and I had to get Vaji some food. So everything that was still on my car was sheer frozen on ice. So that took me a good half hour to get the car cleaned off. And I don't know, it's just, today it's glorious. Right now it's getting glorious. The sun is warm, and the snow is melting down. I just love that, where the frog, it's melting down and coming out of his mouth almost like a fountain. It's just so much fun. So anyway, guys, that was episode number 5. I hope you're having a magical, mystical, musical Wednesday. Comment, subscribe, spread that love. Tink merch below, Radio Tink podcast link below. And until next time, remember, I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Radio Dismuke.